Hey everybody, I'm gonna give you all a reading. And so yeah, so I'm burning some incense like just off camera that way. And I love this like effect of the smoke that's kind of drifting by. Um I'm one of my alter egos, tarot reader by day, um, playwright and director by night. I'm the kind of playwright slash director that I'll find a excuse to put a fog machine in basically any show. I don't know. You give me like Glass Menagerie, I'll put a fog machine in it. King Lear, there's gonna be a fog machine. Hello Dolly, I'll put a fog machine in that thing. Darn it. So anyway, all right. I'm being silly. We're going to do affirmators today. So there's going to be an affirmation that goes with it. I also wanted to show you, I'm working on a tarot deck. I'm creating a tarot deck out of plant material. And I've been trying to crack the Hierophant. And if any of you guys out there are like tarot savants or whatever, and you can like enlighten me about the Hierophant and how and what plant it would be, please tell me. I did hit on something yesterday though, ginkgo, because ginkgo from memory, it's an ancient plant, and I think it's also associated with like helping to open the third eye. So I got ginkgo, and then the other things I have. So there's my feet. Good thing I trimmed my toenails. The other thing about it doesn't really look so hot right now, but the other thing about the Hierophant is that it's about tradition, and so I got some ivy, which I think of as like old institutions like have ivy growing on them, and then here I've got this is frankincense and myrrh, which is associated with like the high priest and certain traditions. So anyway, that's to be determined. Still work in progress. And I'm kind of digging this over here. It hasn't really become anything yet, but it's like what do you call that? Oh my gosh, why can't I think? Lenten rose. I like how it turned out pressed. I think it's really pretty. I also found this kind of cool like vine that's twining around a branch that I don't know, I love that. Kind of like a ram's horn. Okay, anyway, back to tarot. That's why you're here. Affirmators. So let's go ahead and get the sign for this reading. So all right, so this reading helps all, this reading harms none. According to free will, so mote it be. All right, who's this for? 2. Who is 2? 2 is Taurus. Can't remember doing a Taurus before. Okay, Taurus, it is your turn. Speaking of Hierophant, Hierophant is a Taurus card. Oh, that seems to be a good omen for me, figuring out the Hierophant. If you want to see my other cards that I've already completed, they're on Instagram. So yeah, have a look. I really like the way the Emperor turned out specifically. It's a big hunk of pine bark, because I think of the Emperor as like strength, longevity, regal, and pines I think are very regal. But it was like a chunk of pine bark that I kind of made to look like a coat of arms to get that militaristic vibe of the Emperor. Okay, Taurus, please show me Taurus. What does Taurus need to know for their highest good and the good of all? What does Taurus need to know for their highest good and the good of all? What does Taurus need to know for their highest good and for the good of all? Show me Taurus, please. Eight of Swords. Okay. Let's check your affirmation. The Eight of Swords. Okay. See if I can read that. Is this gonna focus? There we go. Gosh. Either I need my glasses or this thing isn't focusing, or both probably. I liberate my thoughts from that limiting, here, I'm just gonna read it instead of put it in front of the camera. I liberate my thoughts from that limiting box and entertain even radical sounding ideas. I have nothing to lose except that box, but it wasn't doing me any favors anyway. Okay, cool. Yeah, the Eight of Swords is about being trapped. And this affirmation picks up on the fact that these swords are about thoughts. So we're not talking really about like physical entrapment so much as we're talking about like being trapped in ways of thinking and in limiting beliefs, potentially like thinking we're trapped, you know, like telling ourselves like we're trapped, but we're not actually trapped. So yeah, if you look at the card and the Rider-Waite deck, you know, it looks similar. I mean, it's portrayed similarly. But you've got this animal here that is surrounded by these swords, but the swords aren't keeping him in. See, it's open back here at the back, but the animal is just scared and telling himself he can't leave. So yeah, and what is it? I remember reading somewhere about like, if you imprison, like there's a, oh gosh, I'm going to totally bungle this, but Australian Aboriginal people, if you put them in prison, they die because they can't imagine ever being free again. Like it's a kind of a different state of being as relates to time. And I've been reading some, because the play I'm working on, oh boy, I'm I'm doing a lot of talking and not a lot of tarot right now, Taurus. Sorry about that. Bear with me, please. I'll get there. But the play I'm working on, there's this whole thing. It's a very silly play. And there's this whole thing where Althusser and Heidegger get in a slap box match on stage. Yes, I know, it's silly. And so I had to actually like read Heidegger and kind of sort out like, well, what the heck is Heidegger all about? And Heidegger, you know, he really wrote about being. And, you know, like, because in philosophy, oh boy, here I go. Okay, so in philosophy, we can say like, okay, the sage bundle. The sage bundle this is a sage bundle, right? So, you know, we deal with like this, like the calling it a sage bundle, right? What makes it a sage bundle? How do we know it's a sage bundle? Like those things are all kind of like, okay, you know, par for the course. But Heidegger, his interest was like, well, what is the part that we kind of take for granted in that equation? And he said the part we take for granted is the is part, being. And how do we know that being exists? And how do we know that being is just one thing and maybe not different things? And so, you know, my understanding in my very minimal Googling and Wikipedia entry reading about Heidegger is that Heidegger postulated that historically the very mode of being, like of existence, he called it Sein and Dasein in German, changed over the course of history, and it had something to do with technology. Now, see, this is where I'm gonna completely like not understand exactly the finer points, and someone can correct me, please do. But anyway, he thought that like states of being could vary. And what is my point here? Oh yeah, Aboriginal peoples that die when you put them in prison because they can't imagine ever being free again. Like that sense of duration, like that, you know, we can think of in a Western, you know, industrialized sense of like start, like beginning, middle, end, start, stop, you know, things like that, temporary states of being. So yeah, this this card is about being stuck in a state of being that doesn't recognize freedom and options and the finite kind of temporality of this state. Yeah. God, that actually kind of made sense. Okay. Kind of. Let me not think about it too much more. All right, let's do this reading. How about that? So you're feeling trapped by your thoughts, thinking a lot, thinking too much, limiting thoughts, limiting beliefs, telling yourself, oh, I can't do that. Oh, that'll never work. I have no options. Okay. But it's all in your head. Cover. What is covering Taurus? What is the energy surrounding Taurus? Covering Taurus. What is the energy covering Taurus? The Three of Swords. Okay, Taurus. Yeah. You're brokenhearted. The emotional state that is embodied by the Three of Swords is, again, it's based in thought. It's an inner state. And it doesn't, it's not really about what's happening on the outside. So this could just as easily be something that happened to you 20 years ago, 30 years ago, as something that is happening right now. But it is a wound that you are experiencing in the present moment, whether or not it began in the past or in the distant past, the recent past, or right now. But it's a wound that you're experiencing. Yeah, and this card has some like environmental overtones here. It's like, what is that, acid rain? Because there's like dead fish in the water, you know? This deck is intriguing to me. All right, obstacle, as if that wasn't obstacle enough. What's getting in the way? What is preventing Taurus from moving on, from getting out of this self-imposed prison of heartache? What's getting in the way? The Three of Cups. Okay. I'm going to say more about that. What are we manifesting? Crown. Crown this, please. The Ten of Cups. We got some big extremes here. We got the Three of Swords, which is like worst feeling you could possibly feel, and then we've got the arising of the Ten of Cups, which is bliss, absolute love, connection, filled to the brim with, oh, isn't life wonderful? It's like, it's so good, it's cheesy, you know? It's like Hallmark movie good, you know? All right, what's at the root? The Lovers. This is a very, very, very Yeah. This is all up in the fields. You are in your fields, Taurus. You're getting me in my fields with all these cups and swords and things. All right, what's in the recent past? Recent past. Two of Swords, a decision. And the Ace of Cups just flew out. Oh, wait a second, Taurus. Okay, there's somebody out there, and if this doesn't fit for you, then fine. But there is somebody out there that had multiple romantic interests to choose from. And they chose, because see, we got Three of Cups, okay? This is like dating, this is like love triangle, okay? Three-party situation, right? Three of Cups, Three of Swords, right? Fun party hanging out, heartbreak, sad, painful, feeling trapped. And then, so I'm going to say you made a decision, right? You made a decision about you made a romantic decision, okay? You are experiencing some pain that is the outcome of this decision, okay, that is involved in this decision. You may have let someone go, or you may have been let go, okay? There may have been a breakup, okay? This may not fit for everybody, but and you're in your head about it. You very much want a partner, or you want that feeling of close connection and intimacy, okay? And just because we have a partner doesn't mean we're intimate, right? Just because we have a relationship doesn't mean we have love in our life, okay? You can be extremely lonely in a relationship. In fact, I would say, I'm just thinking back, like some of the loneliest times I've ever experienced have been with the wrong person, okay? Like, so let's just put it that way. But this is what is in your heart right now, right? You're wanting this closeness. Good news, Taurus. It's coming, right? So, maybe you made a choice here. And then what you've got coming up in the near future is a new beginning in love. Ace of Cups. Woohoo! And then what you've got here, you hit the jackpot. Like this is like the love jackpot, all right? And it's not just love, it's like love. Like there's kids popping out. It's like abundant, fertile, and if and you have free will, like you can choose whether or not you want a family like that. But it's like this is the beginning of love. This is where the connection is made. And then the journey of the cups, all this stuff happens, right? All these things happen. Three of Cups happens, right? Okay, so we got two people here. Oh, but now there's a third person. Well, this is a little bit like, okay, what are we gonna do about that? We're gonna have to make a choice, right? A Two of Swords. Somebody is not gonna like it, right? Now it's a Three of Swords. And then where's it all headed though? Okay, this is like the what do you call it? There's a word. I can't find it now. It was so close to. I was so close. It was like the perfect word. Schicksal. I want to say it in German. Destiny. This is like love, the fulfillment, the blah 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 blah, the culmination, the fruition. There it is, fruition of love, right? This is the best ending for the Cups, the story that begins with the Ace of Cups, right? Okay. Where did all these go? That's right, there and there. Okay. Now so this is your circumstances. Okay, this is recent past, near future. This is what's going on inside you, deep down. This is where this is all heading. Like this is all, like if you think of this part of the spread as a kind of snapshot of like, I like that snapshot of the current moment and the kind of temporal forces that surround the current moment. Okay, so this is you right now. Okay, past and future, origin and destiny. That's kind of a way to think of it. Origin and destiny, past and future, right now. Okay, so this is about time. This part of the spread, and see, we're all pointed here. It's pointing to this. Okay, self. Now we're going to do this part which gives you more information about what's going on inside you, what's going on around you, and then how all of this is going to look if things continue the way in the direction that they're pointed in. Okay, so this card right here, and then the outcome card, which is going to be right here, they will often relate to each other. And if they don't, then that's showing you that maybe things are kind of pulling in different directions, and then that can give you information too. Or it can tell you that, you know, maybe you've got something going on over here that is more internal, something external, or vice versa. Okay. All right. Self position. The Eight of Cups. All right. Letting go of something. Yeah, letting go of something. Leaving something behind. Detaching. The Rider-Waite deck has the Eight of Cups as the Rider-Waite deck. Eight of Cups is a little depressing looking. It's like this sort of barren landscape with all these cups, and this guy is just sort of turning his back on them. This deck takes a little different tack. The Eight of Cups here is a meditator, so he's letting go, but letting go in a different kind of way. He's cultivating emptiness, groundlessness, which is, yeah, it's just a different way of looking at it. All right, and environment, what's going on around Taurus? King of Wands. All right, you got a King of Wands. Who is that King of Wands? I'm kind of curious about who that King of Wands is. I'm going to say that King of Wands is related to this person here. This Ace of Cups person. This new interest, or one of the ones that, you know, these three, that is the one that you're going to be focusing on. So a King of Wands is someone who's mature, but inspiring. So a King of Wands is like fiery, but they have mastered their fire so that it doesn't lead them to impulsivity. So what they are is they're inspiring. They're like an inspiring leader, like an entrepreneur. They're like a Steve Jobs, or you know, they probably do TED Talks in their free time. You know, like they're just like very motivating and inspiring. they really just have like a fire in their belly about something, you know. All right, what is hopes and fears for Taurus right now? Hopes and fears, please. Strength. Are you strong enough? Are you strong enough? Are you able to make the tough choices? Okay. Yep. There's something else about that too. What else is that? What else is that? Strength in the tarot is a gentle strength. It's not like a you know, kind of pushing anything around. It's a spiritual strength that also is born out of patience and clarity and gentleness. Yeah, it's a gentle strength. Yeah. Yeah, it's something you're cultivating, and you hope that you have it, so that you can deal with the people in your life. And you know, it seems like you have quite a lot of people, you know, positive relationships in your life, but you want to be strong, and you want to deal with the people in your life in a kind, loving way that is grounded in strength. That's a great aspiration to have. All right, let's get outcome here. There's something else happening though. I'm going to get a clarifying card on strength. Something, you know, it's like as I do the readings, it's like I can kind of like cue in on when there's something else, you know. It's like some of the cards are just themselves, you know, and then some of the cards, it's kind of like a web page. Like some of the cards are like a hyperlink, you know. You got to click on it and see where it goes. It's just silly. Yeah, they click on them and see where they go, you know. I need to click on that one. I can feel that. I need to click on that one. All right, outcome. Give me another on that outcome. Oh yeah, jackpot. Ding, 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 ding. Oh yeah. Do I want another one on that? Why temperance? Why temperance, please? Knight of Pentacles. So temperance is about balance, and it's staying out of the extremes, taking a middle path, not doing things that are self-destructive. Yeah. And in the Rider-Waite, temperance is holding two cups that she's pouring between each other. And this temperance has, see this little stream of liquid, the stream of water. So temperance, I've always related with the Two of Cups. It's about balancing energy. So this is a good sign in terms of partnership that speaks to a really balanced energy between two people, where there's good give and take, cooperation, healthy lifestyle, And the Four of Wands, I mean, these two right here, I mean, this is basically your, like, cash and prizes in the tarot. Like, I mean, Four of Wands, the Ten of Cups, you don't get much better than these in the tarot. And these are not, like, necessarily big spiritual cards. I mean, the spiritual stuff shows up in other ways, like the Lovers is kind of the spiritual card here. But the Ten of Cups and the Four of Wands are really about kind of earthly bliss, family, love, connection, community, contentment, comfort, just like living the good life. Like that's what these two cards are about. And you've got them. And then the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is like a kind of slow-moving, very loyal, maybe not the most exciting at times, but you know what? Exciting is overrated, okay? I used to think that love was about excitement. The way I put it is like I used to be attracted to exciting misery. And I don't choose that anymore. I don't choose exciting misery anymore because it makes a great thing to like vent about on the phone with your bestie, but it doesn't really make for a nice life. And the Knight of Pentacles is not that. He is dependable. He's loyal. You know where you stand with him. He doesn't give you mixed signals. He's just kind of like, yep, I'm here. I'm here. What do you need? Yep, I'm here. Oh yeah, I'll be here tomorrow. Yep, I'll be here the day after tomorrow too. Yep, all right. Yeah, you text me, I'll text you back within like a minute. Yep, all right. I'll always confirm our dates. You know, when I say I'll be there at 7, if I'm, if it's 7:05 and I'm not there, then I'm probably in the hospital, and then I'll call you from the hospital and let you know I'm running late, So, like, that's the Knight of Pentacles. Like, he is a stand-up guy, He is the guy, he's the one you want to marry, okay? There's no Knight of Wands here, but if there was, I would be like, okay, Knight of Wands, date him, have fun with him, do not marry him. This one, marry him, right? He's a good one. Oh yeah, I was going to get a card on strength. Clarify strength for me, please. I'm going to get the creepy deck. I don't know why I say it's the creepy deck, but I find it a little creepy for some reason. It's like, well, you'll see. It's just very kind of sparse and, but I like the way it feels. It's like, see, it's got this like silver, like, it's like space age. Yeah, that's kind of what it is. It's like tarot in outer space is how this deck feels to me sometimes. It's like tarot meets Tron. Now that would be a deck. A Tron tarot deck. That would be a cool deck. If anybody's done anything like that. Okay, what's up with strength? Two of Pentacles. Give me some more. What's going on with strength? The World. One more. The Star. All right. Yeah, what I'm getting here is about this situation where you're having to make a choice to close out a chapter and to have faith that you're doing the right thing and that that you're on your path. You're on the right path. The Star is a card that is kind of like, it's like the green light of tarot. It just kind of says like, keep going. You know, it says like, you're on the right path. You know, and the tarot has like different, all kinds of different symbolism in it. But there's a Judeo-Christian symbolism here of the Star of Bethlehem. That it was saying to the Magi, go this way, you know, keep going. It was just guidance. That was all it was. It wasn't telling them like what they were going to do when they got there. It wasn't telling them like, you know, it wasn't giving information. It was just kind of like, it you know, is like a sort of on those maps where it's like a, you know, a little "you are here" sign or something. Like the star is kind of like a go this way sign, you know. So it's a good sign, but it doesn't really tell you what to expect. It tells you to trust. It tells you to trust that you're being led in a good direction. Okay. Yeah, this all seems pretty clear now. I clicked on the hyperlink, figured out where that went. I mean, dang, Taurus, yeah, you're in for. This is gonna feel good. This is gonna feel really good, Taurus. What's coming for you? So good for you. I'm happy for you. All right. Thanks for watching. I will see you later.